Your Honor, before the good counsel proceed, can I make a manifestation? Again, these documents have yet to be authenticated. So for the record, it's like presenting these documents without proper basis and proper authentication, which I do believe should have been done before a witness is confronted with the documents.
Your
As
Honor.
per our, wait, I'm not yet done. I'm not yet done. As
It's
per
not-
our rules,
It's
Your Honor.
not an objection, counsel for the respondent. The remarks and comment of the counsel for prosecutors is noted. But counsel, for clarity, this is a pre-marked exhibit for the
Correct, Your
respondent.
Honor.
You may proceed, sir.
So again, based on this, just your basic reading of this, says Sara Duterte, I won't grab Marcos's position. Is this news article consistent also with the previous article that no destabilization efforts are present against the government?
Again, I don't have personal knowledge, sir.
Can I make a counter manifestation, Your Honor? This is dated June 12, 2026, 2 years after the event. Manifestation, Your Honor, please. 2 years after the Vice President uttered the threats.
Noted. Counsel may proceed.
Okay, I want to talk about the discussion in your affidavit of investigation. Just, I want to go through it very quickly, but the affidavit of investigation is also marked as our D-1-145-A. You mentioned in your affidavit of investigation the case of Garma versus People, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you cited the doctrine of this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
Were you the one who typed that portion in your revised affidavit of investigation?
Where I'm the one who typed.
Yes.
Being the chief, sir, inuutos ko yung
Alright.
executive officers.
But
as,
did you read the case in full?
Yes, I think, pero not thoroughly.
Not thoroughly.
Isang basahan lang.
Now, did you read? Was there a video recording involved in that case?
No.
All right. Did that case include a public official like the vice president?
No, sir.
In fact, it involved a group of 3 farmers, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go to the case of Reyes versus People. You also cited that, page 29 of your affidavit of investigation. Did you read this case in full?
If sa bahay, may dalang mga placard. Yun yata yun, sir.
All right.
If I'm not
But did it
mistaken.
involve a video recording?
No, sir.
Did it involve an official like the vice president?
No, sir.
You cited Ruaza versus People, page 29. Did you read this case in full?
Ruwaza. Saan yung Ruwaza? Yes, sir.
You read the case. Did it involve, again, a video recording?
No, sir.
Did it involve a public official like the vice president?
No, sir.
In fact, it involved tree cutting activities. Do you confirm that?
Based on the
Tree cutting. Okay, but at any rate, in paragraph 48 of your affidavit of investigation, and I'll flash that on the screen, after citing all these cases that you mentioned, you concluded, and I will read, further, the threat is intended by VP Duterte to create to the mind of President BBM, FL, former House Speaker, that regardless of the reason of death of VP Duterte, they will be killed by the person contracted by her. So in other words, you spoke about the mind of BBM, FL, and the former speaker, correct?
Your Honor, what we cited is the principle laid out by the Supreme Court and not the facts of those cases, Your Honor. And those principle is applicable in this case, Your Honor.
But that is based only on your own opinion, correct?
That is based on our investigation and the evidence that we've gathered, sir.
In fact, I have a different opinion than yours that I will show you.
Argumentative, Your Honor.
No. I'm
Argumentative.
Your Honor, I will introduce a new article.
Objection, argumentative. You don't argue with a witness. You ask question. If you're not satisfied with the answer, move on.
Then I will show
Attorney
confront.
Gudan, kindly allow the counsel for the respondent to finish his question.
Thank you, Your Honor. The opinion is not mine. This is the opinion of the late Juan Ponce Enrile, who served under BBM as Chief Presidential Legal Counsel. This has been marked as our Exhibit D-4-64. Can you flash that article? Just the title, since we don't have time. This is Juan Ponce Enrile. I'll just read the title. No criminal charge could be made versus Sara Duterte over kill remark. So isn't this opinion inconsistent with your own?
I don't have personal knowledge on that, sir.
All right, no personal knowledge again. That's okay. I'll be winding up. But do you know the difference between a felony and a crime? There's a
felony and
difference
crime.
between the two, correct?
Yeah, tell me, sir.
No, I don't. I'm not on the witness stand, so you answer the question.
Mr. Witness, kindly respond to the question. The question is, do you know? So it's answerable by a yes or no.
I think felony, sir, is in the revised penal code, and a crime can be in the special law or
I agree
parang
with you.
ganon, sir.
I agree. So in other words, like homicide, for example, it is a felony because it is defined and punished under the RPC, correct?
Yes, sir.
Clear. Now, a crime is broader than a felony in that it pertains to acts or omission that are not punishable under the RPC but punishable under special laws, correct?
Yes, sir.
Like BP 22, for example, it's not within the RPC, but it's covered by special laws, correct?
Your Honor, respectfully, can I now object as to the relevance to an impeachment case, the distinction between felony and a crime?
Just laying the basis,
Counsel-
Your Honor, I'll go to
counsel,
that.
He's on cross. I will give you some leeway, but kindly get your point, counsel.
All right,
In a
now,
short leash.
but do you confirm that there are felonies, there are crimes, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, now there are other high crimes, which is another category than felony or crime, correct?
Yes, sir.
And according to Article 4 of this articles of impeachment, there was high crimes that was charged against VP Sara, correct?
Yes, sir.
In other words, it is a different category than felony or crime, correct?
What do you mean by
High
that?
crimes, it's a different category than felony or crimes.
Well, there are may mga high crimes po, sir, na nasa revised penal code din, sir.
Can you give us an example?
Your Honor, I mean, is that a question, Your Honor, please?
If he knows, counsel.
If you know.
If he knows.
It's like a classroom recitation, Your Honor.
Attorney Lotok,
Do-
you are very well aware of the fact that you are here as a witness in an impeachment proceeding and that the crime you investigated is being used to charge the vice president. And as a lawyer, you also are aware of Article 11 of the Constitution with respect to accountability of public officers. So if you know, you may answer. If you don't, you may say that you're not competent or that you do not know. So please respond.
Well, since kasi ho kayo nagbabasa, wala akong binabasa, nagre-rely ako sa memory. I cannot answer for now, Your Honor. I need to recheck the
It does not
the
reflect
books.
on your competence or knowledge of the law, Attorney Lotok. It's okay. You were not asked to prepare for this anyway.
Thank you, Your Honor.
These are questions on cross, so we're giving the counsel for respondents some leeway. Counsel, please proceed.
All right, my next question is very simple. Is grave threats a felony?
Grave threats, that's under the revised penal code? Yes, sir.
Exactly. So, it is a felony because it is defined and punished by the RTC and it is punishable by arresto mayor or 1 month and 1 day to 6 months of imprisonment, correct?
Your Honor, again, objection. What's the relevance?
Your
as
Honor,
to the, wait,
your-
Counsel, let me finish, please.
Allow
Easy.
him to finish,
Easy.
counsel.
Now,
Yes.
as to what is the penalty for grave threat? That's irrelevant as to the impeachment complaint that we are litigating, Your Honor, on the ground of relevance. Unless the counsel is able to prove the relevance, I will withdraw my objection, Your Honor, please.
This is
Show
to
the
comment.
connection, counsel. Again, you're on a short leash, but I know where you're getting at. Get to it, please.
All right. In other words, grave threats is under the jurisdiction of the MTC or RTC as the case may be, correct?
Grave threats?
Yes.
Yeah, yung pag grave threats lang, sir.
All right. It is even bailable, correct?
Pag grave threats lang, sir. Pero pag in relation to Section 6 of Republic Act 10175, that's 1 degree higher, sir.
Yeah, but does it change in jurisdiction or still with MTC or RTC?
Ano na ba yun, sir? Prison correction. Ano yun, sabi mo, sir? Ano yung prison correction na?
Arresto mayor.
Arresto mayor. Ang sunod na mas mataas po niyan is
Prison correctional.
presyon.
6
correctional.
months to 6 years.
Yeah.
All right. So, but either way, it's still under
siya
the
sa thesis, sir.
it's still under the trial courts. Correct.
Trial courts.
All right.
Yeah.
My next question is very simple again. Is inciting to sedition a felony?
Under the revised penal code, yes, sir.
It's also under the jurisdiction of the trial courts, correct?
Yes, sir.
It's even bailable, correct?
Yes, sir.
So both grave threats and inciting to seditions are felonies, correct?
Yes, sir.
In other words, they are not impeachable offenses, if you know.
Well, if you mean by impeachable offenses, whether or not magka-qualify ba siya as betrayal of public trust, it's the appreciation of the judges. Your Honor, wala ho sa amin. Sa amin ho,
Appreciation of the judges, by that you mean the trial court judges, not the senator.
no, since
judges,
impeachment to, yung impeachment court po.
Yeah, but there's a possibility that if it's in conflict with the trial court judge's decision, then we
Ang
have a
tan-
problem.
Objection,
right?
Your Honor, argumentative.
I will withdraw that.
Sustained.
Ang tanong niyo, hindi na.
Okay.
All right. Grave threats and inciting to sedition, you said that it is not high crimes, it is a felony.
Objection. The counsel, the witness didn't say that. Misleading.
Misleading. Sustained.
All right,
Kindly reform, counsel.
I'll just move on to a new point, Your Honor.
Counsel may proceed. Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo is recognized for his intervention. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Judge. Napag-usapan rin lang itong inciting to sedition. Nag-file ka ng kasong inciting to sedition against BP Sara based on dun sa utterances niya, yung sa online press con, plus meron pa bang iba?
Yes po, Your Honor. Yung basis ho namin, una, yung utterances in October 18, 2024. And then kinumpara ho namin siya sa utterances in November 23.
Right. So,
2024.
meron bang elements of sedition doon sa mga utterances niyo?
Ang elements na ini-establish po namin, which is under the law, is whether or not the speeches would tend to steer the people against the government.
So how would you know kung mag-steer yun ng uprising o magkukumbinsi sa mga tao na mag-alsamasa base doon sa utterances ng BP Sara?
Yes, Your
How
Honor.
did you know?
Pangalawa, if I may explain, sir. Pangalawa po, yung if the speeches would tend to disturb the peace of the community and if the speeches would tend to undermine public safety and public
So how would you know if it will tend to disturb or undermine the peace
Yes,
and
Your
order
Honor.
of the community? Paano mo malalaman?
The fact ho
Based
na,
dun sa utterances niya.
the fact ho na nag-issue ng statement yung mga government agencies tasked to protect national security at ang sabi ho nila that's an active threat, that's an issue of national security. So definitely na-disturb ho yung ating
How?
well, nag-alala ho ang nasa gobyerno. Kami ho, per se, yung sabi ko kanina,
Nag-alala kayo o nag-alala yung taong bayan? Kasi
Yes,
iba yung nag-aalala kayo nasa gobyerno, kayo nag-imbestiga, versus nag-aalala yung nakarinig at yung mga at that time ay nagsusubaybay dun sa mga
Yes po.
sinasabi ng BP.
Nag-alala po ang taong bayan, definitely. Kasi
How?
marami ho. Well, marami ho kaming nakita sa news, sa comments ng social media.
Comments. So that means you factored in yung comments and reactions sa social media doon sa ginawa niyang press conference, doon sa mga utterances niya, kung ano yung reaksyon ng mga netizens na nakapanood.
Yes po, Your Honor.
At ano naman yung mga sinabi doon?
Well, yun nga, yung iba nag-worry, ano na ba yung mangyayari sa bansa natin, bakit magulo yung mga nasa taas. Yung iba nagsasabi, ano ba ito, saan ba ito patungo.
So hindi pa rin seditious yun. Nag-worry lang sila saan patungo. Ang seditious is, tama ka dyan, BP Sara, go tayo, gawin natin yan, nasa likod nyo kami. Yun yung sedition.
Meron nung ganon na comment din po, Your Honor.
Meron.
Meron po. In fact, doon
Ano yung
sa,
comment na yon? Kung meron.
yung supporter po ng
Ano ang sinabi?
na yun nga, yung sa people power, yung sa nasa likod mo kami, kung ano yung
Nasa likod mo kami, people power. Nabanggit yun sa comment section.
Sa ano, Your Honor, sa during interview with the Vice President, doon sa November 23, 2024.
So meaning, binase mo, isa dun sa mga reasons kung bakit ka nagpa ng kasong sedition kay BP Sara base sa kanyang utterances dahil finactor in mo yung mga comments ng mga nakapanood.
Yes, sir.
Yung sinasabi mo supporters.
Opo, yes, sir.
Okay, kasi pag sinabi ng mga nagko-comments, nag-worry kami, I don't think nandun yung elements of sedition. Maliban na pag sinabi na nasa likod mo kami, let's do it, go, go, go.
Well, Your Honor,
Gagawin namin kung anong gusto mong gawin, things to that effect.
opo.
Was there? Were there
meron na kami
comments like those?
meron na kami nakita sa mga Facebook comments, although hindi siya nasama,
Na?
na hindi siya nasama dito sa investigation.
At ano nga ulit, halimbawa?
Yung mga Facebook comments, Your Honor, na nagsasabi, lusubin na natin ang Malacanang, tapos may ganun na sign.
Lusubin na natin ang Malacanang.
Yun yung comments ko sa Facebook, yung mga nagko-comment.
At meron kang ebidensya tungkol dyan. Hindi mo to katang-isip lang.
Kung babalikan ko po, yun nga po ang sabi ko during those
Okay.
times, siyempre nagbabrowse po kami.
Okay.
Nga lamang, hindi namin naisama sa authentication. Your
No further question, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo. The Senate President is recognized. He has 2 minutes as well.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. On the same topic on inciting to sedition, Attorney Lotok, meron ba kayong nakausap na mga tao na naniwala doon sa sinasabi ni Vice President Sara on inciting to sedition? Nakita ko kasi doon sa grave threats, marami kayong in the interview. Pero in this particular case, meron ba kayong at least man lang nakausap ng mga tao, inimbestiga further kung talagang merong epekto yung kanyang mga sinabi?
So far as the Cybercrime Division is concerned, Your Honor, hindi ko kami nakapag-focus dyan. Siguro ang pwede makasagot niyan, Your Honor, yung intelligence service po namin dyan sa issue po na yan. Hindi ko kami nakapag-focus dyan to conduct investigation on
Isa
people's
para sa akin
comments.
kasi sa kabilang banda pwede ka magsalita pero sa kabilang banda may naniniwala ba sa'yo? So ang gusto kong malaman kung meron kayong nakausap na mga grupo o mga anyone o naimbestigahan yun, naniniwala talaga doon sa kanyang pinagsasabi.
I think ang makakasagot po niyan yung the intelligence service, yung director po namin, sir.
Okay.
Sa kanya po yung pool ng information ng
And then I believe na doon sa mga sinabi niya, nangyari rin ito doon sa 2-hour video. Tama po ba?
yes, sir. Opo.
Pinatawag niyo rin itong may mga pinatawag kayong media personalities. Tinanong niyo ba sa kanila kung meron sa kanilang naniwala na itong mga sinabi ni Vice President ay inciting to sedition? Dapat naniwala ba sila na yung mga sinabi ni Vice President during the 2-hour video ay pinag-aalsa yung mga nandoon o naniniwala sila na yun ang tema ng kanyang sinabi?
Not specifically na inciting to sedition. Ang mga comment nila doon is na-shock sila. May comment sila doon na nasa real battle mode na siya. May comment siya doon na totoo na to, seryoso na yung galit niya. Yun ho yung mga...
Galit naman
comment.
talaga siya pero inciting to sedition ni mag-alsa.
Wa-
Meron ba
Wala,
ganun
wala
silang-
pong ganung comment during the Q&A portion, Your Honor.
And just to on a related question, Mr. Presiding Officer, inciting to sedition is serious rin, no? At kailangan din ito ng attention ng mga intelligence agencies natin. Meron ba kayong coordination with our iba't ibang intelligence agencies tulad ng National Security Council, ng PNP, ng NBI, not NBI, no, but ng ibang mga security intelligence agencies natin? Nag-coordinate ba ang NBI sa kanila? Kayo mismo nag-coordinate ba?
Ang nag-uusap po dyan, Your Honor, is kasi intelligence matter yan. Ang nag-uusap po yan between intelligence service ng NBI, intelligence units ng AFP, intelligence department ng PNP. So nasa level...
And just a few questions to Attorney Lotok.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Attorney Lotok, sa paragraph 53 ng Affidavit of Investigation, na iyong pinirmahan, sabi niyo po na the Vice President's statements were brought about or motivated by unpleasant circumstances occurring before November 23, 2024 press conference.
I believe, nabasa ko po yan.
Yes.
Your
Kasama
Honor.
ba ho dito yung pahayag ng Vice Presidente noong Oktubre 18, 2024? Is that
Yes, Your
part
Honor.
of your affidavit?
Opo, Your Honor.
Yes. Bago naman po magsimula ang press conference noong November 23, mayroon mga pangyayaring kasama ang Chief of Staff, si Attorney Zulaika Lopez, na may kinalaman sa mga na-cite in contempt, sa camera, detention,
Opo.
medical emergency, at mga planong paglilipat.
Yes,
sa
Your Honor.
hindi pa po ako tapos.
Sorry po.
Ng piitan sa Correctional Institute for Women sa Mandaluyong. Tama po ba na mga pangyayaring ito ay naganap ilang oras bago yung sinagawang press conference na pinakita ilang beses sa
Yeah.
video?
Yes, Your Honor. Kasama ho yan sa
Yes.
investigation namin.
Kahapon po, sinabi po ng testigo, kayo po, na kinonsider ng NBI yung so-called bigger picture. I think those were the words that you used. Sabi niyo pa, you put all the pieces of the puzzle together in your own words.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Para malinaw lamang sa impeachment court, trying to absorb everything, san po yatang bahagi ng affidavit of investigation nakasaad yung mga factual findings ng NBI tungkol sa mga pangyayaring November 22 and 23 bago yung press conference. I was perusing the affidavit of the investigation and I could not find the detailed circumstances leading to November 23 where admittedly there was emotions like an emotional hyperbole or an outburst, but the events leading to the press conference. Saan po yun sa inyong affidavit?
I think, Your Honor, nasa affidavit of transcription ho yan.
I
Transcribe po yan as
read it
attachment.
a few times. I could not see the detailed events leading to that. Having mentioned the medical emergency, the transfers to the Correctional Institute for Women, and so that the person who will read the affidavit will have a accurate, factual, and complete appreciation of the events leading to the press conference.
Ye-
Perhaps your view, having been the person who filed the complaint, may have a different, perhaps, appreciation from my view because I find it somewhat incomplete. And that is just my comment on this because you clearly said you put all the pieces together. And during that time, alam ba ninyo na habang sinasagawa ng NBI ang investigasyong ito, may nakabinbin na direct assault, resistance, and disobedience to authority at grave coercion laban sa Vice Presidente, kaugnay yung insidente nangyari sa ospital, sa Veterans Medical Center.
Narinig ko lang po, Your Honor. Pero
Yes,
hindi
you
ako aware sa
heard
facts
about
na
that,
yun.
yes. And was there an investigation that was done regarding that incident?
I think ang focus po namin, Your Honor, is yung violation ng grave threats by the Vice President and inciting to sedition. Now, pagdating ho doon sa nangyari sa Vice Presidente, yun nga sabi ko, hindi ako aware sa kabuuan ng facts na yon. Baka yung ibang agency nag-imbestiga po doon, hindi ako aware, Your Honor, doon sa circumstance na yon.
And so would the answer, Attorney Lotok, be a no? Were these taken into consideration in the investigation?
Again, Your Honor, nasa
Or would this be a yes, meaning it is contained in the affidavit, which I'm trying to look for as well.
Nasa affidavit of transcription po yung nangyaring usapan during that time. Nag-execute ho ng affidavit of transcription ng agent on case, Your Honor.
Actually, ilang beses ko po binasa yung affidavit, and what I see is there was a focus on the October 18, but on all the events on November 22 and 23, the detailed events leading to the emotional outburst did not seem complete. And that's what I'm trying to elicit from Attorney Lotok, our witness, because when we say that we had considered the bigger picture and all the facts and circumstances leading to the cases of great threat and inciting to sedition that were recommended, we want to understand the whole process and the factual context in which it happened. Because if you are to take snapshots of events and focus on October 18 and the press conference, it can shock any person. However, if you see as well the events leading to the emotions and the detention of the Chief of Staff and the Vice President herself, iba pa yung kasong ito, iba pa yung nadetina, iba pa yung sinampang kaso at pinagsarahan ng pinto ng ambulansya, kaya nagkaroon ng kasong ganon. I tried to read the affidavit a few times and could not find such a comprehensive enumeration of facts by the NBI, and that's why, thus, this query.
Pwede na po, Your Honor.
Yes, please.
Meron hong affidavit of transcription kung ano nangyari, and then nag-submit po kami ng authenticated na video para ho makita ng mga senator judges natin kung what happened during those dates for appreciation po ninyo. So makikita ho rito kung ano yung nag-took place during the November 23, 2024 online press conference. But then again, as I have said, at in-explain ko na rin ito kahapon, Your Honor, if I may, kinonsider namin yung situation ni Attorney Zulaika Lopez. Nakita namin yung complaint niya, yung reklamo niya, yung health condition na sinasabi niya. Sinama din po namin yon na ano ba yung nangyari. Taking all the situations or the facts and circumstances attendant to that event, hindi ho na alter yung the fact na nag-utter ang Vice President ng grave threats against the three. Despite of the fact na merong emotional situation na gano'n, hindi rin ho na-alter na merong violation na ginawa yung Vice President during that online press conference. And as a matter of fact, even before that emotional situation, maliwanag ko doon sa utterances, even before that emotional situation, sinasabi ho doon sa utterances, meron na akong kinausap. So nag-trigger na ho yun, ma'am. Meron na akong kinausap na isang tao na papatay sa presidente, sa First Lady, at doon po sa Speaker of the House. So, kahit sinama po namin siya to consider everything, again, Your Honor, hindi ho na bago yung utterances na ginawa ng Vice President. Hindi rin ho na bago na yung instruction niya is relentless in killing the three.
Yes. Attorney Lotok, what I've been trying to ask is not just the utterances which we've watched several times, but all the events leading to the utterances, and that is what I want. I understand what you're saying, that there were attachments or transcription, but the transcription would not be considered an assessment or an investigation. These were perhaps attached as transcription. And you earlier said that the threats are circumstantial. So the that is the reason why I was looking for that in the affidavit of the investigation. In short, para pong nakulangan ako, pero kung sinabi nyong inattach nyo yung transcript, so be it. But then, if you will read the 50 plus pages again of your investigation, it seemed to me, at least at this point, that snapshots were taken focusing on the October 18 and the utterances, but there seemed to be events leading to it that may have not been included.
With
But
the
I will
indulgence of Senator
leave it
Judge
at that.
Legarda,
Yes.
kindly wind up, ma'am.
Yes. So the last question, thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Na-interview rin niyo po ang mga miyembro ng media and you asked them factual information. Did you also ask them about the emotional state ng mga kalahok sa media, yung mga pangyayaring naganap bago ginawa yung mga naturang pahayag? In short, not just the factual statement, but the atmosphere, the events leading to that Zoom press conference that led to the perceived or alleged utterances.
Wala po yan sa minutes of meeting, sa Q&A. Wala po yan, Your Honor.
Should you not have asked the members of media and the others who were part of that so that you would have, in your own words, sir, the complete picture, so that everything is taken into consideration on why such a highly placed person would give such utterances, because such conditions existed that just might have elicited it. But you did not do that investigation or at least conversations with the members of media. I leave it at that. Thank you for answering my questions.
Thank you, Senator Judge Legarda. Senator Judge Pangilinan, you're recognized, sir.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President.
And you may
Just,
proceed when you're ready.
a few questions on inciting to sedition.
Yes, Your Honor.
For the witness, kasi pinapaliwanag mo yung sinasagot mo yung tanong ni Senate President Win kanina, no? Nasa NBI ka na Cybercrime Division since 2018.
Yes, Your Honor. 2018.
So, naalala mo ba yung kaso ni Ronel Mas? Yung taga Zambales na nagkaroon ng Facebook post.
Yes, sir. Naalala ko po, pero hindi ko kami may hawak ng case na yan.
Oh, pero kung maalala mo, dahil division ninyo ang nagsampa ng kasong inciting to sedition, no? Tama ba?
I-check ko yung record. Hindi po yata ako may hawak
Dahil,
ng case.
well, to refresh your memory, nag-post siya sa social media offering 50 million to anyone who would kill former President Duterte. At that time, he
Yes,
was
sir.
the
Yes,
president.
sir.
So,
That's the news.
you remember that?
Yes, sir. That's the news. Sir.
Oh. Tapos, inaresto siya. Sabi niya, I will give 50 million reward kung sino makapatay sa dating presidente. So, nakita ng inyong division na ito ay inciting to sedition. Tama?
Yes, sir.
And therefore, sinampahan siya ng anti-cybercrime law.
Opo, sir.
Meron ding isang kaso, 14 May 2020. Dito naman sa Osamis. Pero palagay ko police investigation ito, no? Pero same, Cybercrime Prevention Act, inciting to sedition, ginamit ang Facebook account, Joe Mark Medina, and posted that he would give 150 million to anyone who would kill then President Duterte. So ito rin, naging kaso ng anti-cybercrime law.
Nabalitaan din po namin.
Okay. So, dito sa dalawang ito, in other words, to explain inciting to sedition, ang ganitong mga remarks have the tendency precisely to if not attack the government, put it in mobilize individuals or people to go against government, tama?
Yes, sir.
So that is what you found in the earlier, in the later case of inciting to sedition that you have recommended for PI
Opo, sir.
kay
Yes, sir.
Vice President.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, yung isa sa mga heated arguments namin during that time nung ina-analyze namin yung case, nagtanong kami sa sarili namin, if we allow this unaddressed, yung pagganyan na nagbabanta sa buhay ng presidente, pag inayaan lang natin at yan yung maging norms na ng ating society, kahit sino na lang po pwedeng gawin yon. At alam ho natin magkakagulo ho pag ganon at walang ang regulation at pag di ho in-strict yan, sasabihin ho ng mga tao, okay naman pala kahit
Lalo na ngayon
mag-trend
dahil
ka.
sa social media, no? Malaki ang
Opo.
impluwensya. Pag nakikitang nangyayari ito at hindi natutugunan,
Opo, sir.
sabi niyo may problema. Thank you, thank you. No more. No
Thank you po, Your Honor.
What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Villanueva?
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer, just one question, quick question on this particular topic on inciting to sedition, if I may.
The gentleman may proceed.
Yes, again, let me ask the witness, just to clarify the factual basis for the National Bureau of Investigation's possible inciting to sedition. No? We recognize, Mr. Witness, yung strong criticism of the President may fall within the realm of what we call protected political speech, and it's really a balance, and somehow yun yung nagpapa-confuse paminsan, kailan nagpo-fall into grave threats, kailan nagpo-fall into inciting to sedition. Pero bilang investigador, ano po yung nakikita ninyo na sa mga pahayag at sa surrounding circumstances na naging basihan po ng NBI para tignan ito bilang
Utterances o threats, nakita ho namin na kung pwede palang gawin ito ng isa sa pinakamataas na posisyon ng Pilipinas at hindi natin ito i-address, hindi natin i-regulate, pwede na rin po pala itong gawin ng kahit na sino. Remember, Your Honor, Vice President is kinukonsider ho natin na model bilang public official. So tinitingnan po natin siya kung ano yung actuation siya sa public, kung ano yung pakikipagrelasyon niya sa ibang public official. So again, Your Honor, nung makita ho namin yan, may effect po sa mga tao. Kung ang Vice President kayang gawin yan at wala namang nangyari, gawin na rin natin yung iba. Yung ini-explain ko nga kahapon, may pattern, may consistent siya, and the fact na bold yung mga statement, pupugutan ng ulo, this country will go to hell because the person na nakaupo is hindi marunong maging presidente. Yun yung mga factor ho yun. Finactor in namin. Pag nakita ito ng taong bayan at walang kilos na ginawa yung gobyerno, parang domino effect po yan. Pwede na. Susunod-sunod na. Alam naman po natin ang nangyayari sa social media. So nakita namin na dangerous to, alarming siya. So definitely, nung nag-imbestiga ang NBI at nakalap niya lahat ng kinakailangang ebidensya, yung findings po namin, kasama po doon yung inciting to sedition.
Is it safe to say na yung pinaka-core nito is that when it falls under that category na it somehow steers public uprising?
Definitely, based on our investigation.
Yun
yes,
po yung
sir.
core, would
Yes,
you say?
sir.
And do you use the same methodology as you use doon sa grave test? For example, yung 4 stages na binanggit po ninyo, identification, collection, analysis, legal evaluation, yung elements na binanggit nyo yesterday, yung factors considered, delivery, literal meaning, nature, relationship to the parties, blah, blah, blah. Ito ba?
Yes, sir.
Same?
Opo,
Same?
kasama po yan sa analysis namin. Ano yung epekto nito sa publiko pag ito yung naging norms na natin.
So
at
this is
hindi
the
natin
same na ginamit po ninyo?
Yes, sir.
And last but not the least, Your Honor, Mr. Witness, for purposes of investigating itong inciting to sedition, may we clarify, because it was, I don't know if Senator Bongo made mention about this. To clarify lang, is it necessary that someone was actually incited? Yun po ba, just for purposes of investigating itong inciting to sedition, is it necessary that someone was actually incited para mag-fall dito?
Well, ang basis po namin yung People versus Nabong, if I'm not mistaken. In order to be seditious yung speeches, it is not necessary na mayroong actual sedition. The law also penalizes or punishes those statements na mag-i-encourage to overthrow the government or to steer the people against the government or to disturb the peace of the community or to undermine public safety and public order. Yun
Thank
ho
you
ang
for
naging
the
consideration.
clarification. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr.
Senator Judge Ejercito, thereafter Senator Judge Villar, Mark. What is your pleasure, sir?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Presiding. For just one question.
You may
Dr.
proceed,
Yudno.
sir.
Nabanggit mo kanina yung yung admission against interest. Maaari po ba niyong ipaliwanag para mas maintindihan po ng nakarami? At why did you rely on this if ever ito pong admission against interest?
Yes, Your Honor. Maalala po natin yung November 2023, yung utterances niya na that she had already contracted a person to kill the President, the First Lady, and the former Speaker, and that she instructed to be relentless. Itong utterance na to, instead na i-deny niya, which is definitely it should be denied kasi that's against her interest, instead na i-deny niya po iyon, nung November 26, the video, nung tinanong siya openly and in public, kung sinabi niya yon, nireiterate pa po niya, Your Honor. In fact, inadmit po niya na, oo nga, may kinausap akong tao tungkol dyan. And in fact, sabi niya, may krimen ba? Ano ang nakikitang krimen doon sa may kinausap akong tao na pag namatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, patayin mo si Speaker, patayin mo si Lisa Marcos.
Was this, ito pong sinasabi niyong admission against interest, was this considered in your investigation?
Yes, Your Honor. Kasama po yun. Yun nga yung naging basis namin na aside doon sa sa utterances niya na no joke, kasi mukhang hindi, yung no joke, sufficient na ba na talagang seryoso siya? Nung makita ko namin yung video, na ni-reiterate pa niya at nag-admit siya, we concluded na seryoso ang Vice Presidente nung in-utter niya yun.
Thank you. No further questions, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you,
Thank you
Senator
po, Your
Judge
Honor.
Ejercito. Senator Judge Mark Villar, you have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you. Just a brief question for the witness. You mentioned,
Opo, Your Honor.
thank you. You mentioned earlier that there are many factors that come into play when you decide whether or not to file charges regarding grave threats.
Opo.
Now,
Yes,
there
Your
are many
Honor.
factors in how you decide what constitutes a grave threat.
Yes, Your
And I
Honor.
wanted to know, what weight do you give those factors? Are there certain aspects of a grave threat that you put more importance on, whether it's the type of threat or who the threat is made to? What does does the NBI give more weight to a certain element of
Yes, Your Honor. It's a convolution of these factors na kinonsider namin. Una, yung delivery or manner in which the utterances were spoken, which is sabi ko nga, nasa atmosphere na kung saan furious and fumingly mad yung Vice President nung sinabi niya yon. And then, aside from delivery and manner, kinonsider namin yung literal meaning ng statement, which is, on its face, makikita natin na even before the press conference was held on November 23, 2024. In fact, even before the questions was thrown by Francis Maui to the Vice President, the Vice President had already contracted.
But is there what do you give the most weight to? I'm aware that you have different factors that come into play.
Kinonsider ho namin-
Is there a specific, because binanggit nyo po yung, halimbawa, meron kayong 2 tests for grave threat. Binanggit nyo po kahapon. I just wanted to know what is the basis for, or if there is a hierarchy in the level that in all these elements, if there is a hierarchy. What the elements are,
There's a
but is there a
hierarchy.
hierarchy
Yeah.
in those whether or not when you decide on whether or not to file charges of grave threats?
Your Honor, it's a combination ng lahat po na factor po
So nothing is given more weight than not one in your past experiences. You've never, there's no, everything is equal. All these factors that you've mentioned.
Well, in this case, yung literal meaning, at the same time yung nature ng instruction.
Is it more of the type of the actual threat? If it's a death threat or if it's a, halimbawa, kung sasabihin niya, whether it's a threat of, is the gravity of the threat a factor or is it who the threat is made to?
Yes, Your Honor.
Or something that triggers your investigation more? I mean, what is there a factor that you place more weight to or that you place more weight to when deciding whether or not to file these charges?
Yung status ho ng nagsasabi nun.
Yeah, when you made the
yung-
decision, I was curious as to what factors did you put the most weight to?
Yung nature of the instruction as well as yung the fact na may kinausap na siya bago pa man siya tanungin. Yun po yung dalawa na yun, sir.
And these are defined, are these defined in any legal, or this is just purely the discretion of the NBI, or is there a particular definition in the law that would create a hierarchy of?
I would say it satisfies the elements of grave threats, Your Honor.
Okay, but it's not necessarily defined in the law. A lot of it is open to interpretation of the NBI.
Yes, Your Honor. Based on facts, nakita ho namin papasok ba yung elementong ganito, elementong ganyan, elementong ganon. Nung nagkaroon ho kami ng findings, nirefer ho namin si DOJ. DOJ, sir, ito ang findings namin. Ano po masasabi nyo? Then nag-issue ho ng certification ng DOJ at ang sabi ng DOJ, certified, all of the elements required for the crime charged is complete. So pwede na tayo mag-proceed sa preliminary investigation.
Yeah, thank you. Importante po kasi na ma-define po natin kung ano po yung grave threat, kung ano po yung... and I just want to know what latitude does the NBI have in deciding whether or not to file a charge of grave threat.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you
Opo.
very much, sir.
Opo, thank you, Your
Thank
Honor.
you, Senator Judge Mark Villar. Counsel for the respondent.
Just have last few
Sorry,
questions, Your Honor.
apologies. Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo. You may proceed when you're ready, sir. You have no more than 2 minutes.
Thank you. Just one quick question to our witness. Inciting to sedition po yung kinaso ninyo.
Opo, Your
Tama.
Honor.
Pero hindi ba nagbo-border ito yung inciting to sedition to propaganda? Kasi po ayon po sa diksyonaryo, propaganda is a form of communication that aims to shape the people's belief, action, or behavior. Na you say something para udyukan yung tao, para magalit. So, nagbo-border ito between propaganda and inciting to sedition. What made you say that this is inciting to sedition yung pinagsasabi ni Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte?
Again, Your Honor, we consider the elements ng inciting to sedition,
Okay.
one of which is yung whether the speeches disturbs the community. And then in-explain ko na po kanina yung mga comments. At the same time, yung responses ng recipients, gaya ng several government agencies and the President himself, as well as the Speaker of the House. And then, Your Honor, whether it would undermine public safety and public order, which is malinaw ho dun sa comments at reaksyon ng ating government agencies like the PNP, like the National Security Council, at ganun din po yung Presidential Communications Office. So, pinapakita ho nila doon na alarming yung situation, it's an active threat, at the same time, it's a matter of national security, at hindi ho ito dapat palampasin. In fact, may classification pa nga yung ibang agency natin na yung kinausap is assassin. Both the PNP and the PCO, sir. So, sila ho, nakalampag ho sila, itong mga government agency na to doon sa utterances na ginawa ng Vice Presidente. So, aside from that fact, nakita ho rin namin yung comments from social media platforms na meron ho talagang nabubuong magiging kaguluhan. Although, sabi ko nga po kanina, yung comments sa mga Facebook at social media platforms, hindi na ho namin nakasama sa affidavit of investigation po namin, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Witness.
Thank you, Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo. Counsel for the respondent, for the continuation of your cross. I heard you say
Last few questions, Your Honor.
after the cross, before redirect, we shall pause for a 15-minute break. Counsel for the respondent may proceed.
Attorney Lotok, does a Filipino citizen have the right to express dissatisfaction with our government?
Definitely, sir.
This is part of freedom of speech, correct?
Yes, sir.
And as long as we do not commit an act to overthrow the government, this is allowed, correct?
It depends, sir, kung magpo-fall siya sa inciting to sedition,
Okay.
sir.
But in that press con, did VP Sara directly urge the public to overthrow the government?
There was no such kind of a statement, but there was a sort of tendency because of those utterances.
All right. She merely voiced out her personal opinion during the press con, correct? Opinions during the press con.
I cannot answer to that, Your Honor. Based doon sa nakalap namin kung ano hong nandito.
That's okay. So, and just like any other ordinary Filipino who has the freedom of speech, she should be allowed to do that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Unless we are under martial law again, she should be able to speak, correct?
I cannot speak kung yung situation na yan. That's hypothetical, sir.
Nothing further, Your Honors. Okay.
Thank you, Counsel for Respondent. Again, as stated by the presiding officer. Wala pa kayong balak mag-break talaga? Senator Judge Soto, let's give way to seniority. Thereafter, Senator Judge Pangilinan. You may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. This will be very quick. Naliligaw ako eh. Because I think that even some members of the public that are watching naliligaw doon sa discussion of grave threat and inciting to sedition. Di ba sa regular courts naka-charge yun, Mr. Witness?
Sir, wala pa hong, as far as I know, as far as the NBI Cybercrime Division is concerned, wala pa ho sa court, Your Honor. Nasa preliminary investigation pa lang ho yung case natin.
So pero sa regular courts pinafile, di ba?
Yes po. Opo.
Ang nakafile dito sa impeachment court, betrayal of public trust, di ba?
Opo, Your Honor.
At saka other high crimes.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Hindi grave threat at saka inciting to sedition, di ba?
I think yung Article 4 yata may nakalagay doon, Your Honor, na
Pero hindi yun ang main charge, di ba?
yes, Your
Betrayal
Honor.
of public trust.
Opo.
Sige, kasi naliligaw ako eh.
Thank you po, Your Honor.
Thank you, Senator Judge Soto. Senator Judge Pangilinan.
Yes, very quickly lang dahil napag-usapan ito since nag-umpisa tayo ng hearing. Yung authenticated video ba AI?
No, sir.
Ito ba
Yes,
fabricated?
No, sir. It's
Ito
not
ba
fabricated.
spliced?
Hindi po, sir.
So in other words, yung video ay accurate
Yes, sir.
and representation of what happened.
Authenticated.
Kasi
sir. Yes po.
dalawang linggo na nating dinedebate kung i-admit ba o hindi, o et cetera. Hindi naman din sinasabi ng prosecution na altered or spliced or yung defense, altered or spliced. Tama?
Yes, sir. Obviously,
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
well, obvious. One of the ways to identify whether AI siya o hindi, isa ho doon yung tinatawag naming visual analysis. Number one, yung human anatomy anomalies. So pag yung merong asymmetrical facial feature, pag merong unnatural positioning of hands, pag merong tinatawag
Nagiging
na-
6 o 7 yung daliri, ganun.
Opo, Your Honor. And then, kinukonsider din ho namin yung tinatawag naming temporal artifacts doon sa visual analysis. Meaning, kung sa one frame, ito ang condition, then pag tinuloy-tuloy mo nang i-play, minsan mawawala yung buhok, mawawala yung relo.
Kasi nung nag-imbestiga kayo, sumagot yung lawyer, di ba? Ni Vice President Sara. Itong dated saan ba yun? Annex I, sorry. Annex J. Yung Annex J, sinasabi, sumagot yung Vice President, yung abogado ng Vice President, no, na our client vehemently denies Annex K having made any threat constituting grave threats under Article 282 of the revised penal code in relation to so forth and so on. Since your office acknowledges, kayo yun, ano?
Opo.
That it has access to publicly available materials on the internet, diba? We are confident that the content will and context of the entire press conference subject matter of your investigation will bear this out.
Yes po.
So my question is, ito ba yung ginamit ninyong video? Yung sinasabi nilang it has access, since your office has access to publicly available material.
I believe so, Your Honor. In fact, yung video na yan is existing up to May
Yes.
2025.
Okay, so in
if I'm not
other
mistaken.
words, kahit ang Vice President's office referred to the video in your possession as part of yung kanyang clarification and defense na hindi grave threats ang nangyari.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. No other question for this matter.
Thank you. Chair declares. You want to do that now, Senator Judge Padilla? Yes, Senator Judge Padilla would like to interject before we go on a break. You may proceed, sir.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Tagapamahala ng Hukom at sa ating Ginoong Pangulo. Maari po ba makapagtanong sa ating mahal na saksi?
Opo, Your Honor. Maaari
Opo.
po.
Ang una ko pong katanungan sana ay taga saan po kayo na lugar, na probinsya?
Tacloban, sir.
Tacloban.
Tacloban City,
Opo.
sir.
Kayo po ngayon ay Regional Director ng NBI sa BARM.
Yes, sir.
Opo. Yun po ba ay isang promosyon para sa inyo na madala sa BARM? Dahil totoo po ba na kayo ang tinatawag na Golden Boy ngayon sa NBI?
I cannot comment on that po, Your Honor.
Kasi po ang
Nasa BARM po ako. Wala ho ako ngayon sa
Opo.
main office, sir.
promotion po ba yon? Yung napunta kayo sa BARM? Balita ko po kasi ilang beses na kayo na-promote sa NBI. 12 years na po kayo no, sa NBI.
Yes, sir.
Opo. Ilang beses na po kayo na-promote?
Since na pumasok ko ako sa NBI,
Opo.
sir. From investigation 1, 2, 3 noong 2015, 2016. Well, nung mula ako na pumasok ako sa academy, from investigation 1 hanggang ngayon sa regional director, sir.
Ilang beses po yan? Sa isang taon po
Sa isang taon? Anong taon po, sir, ang tinutukoy nyo?
Bago po kayo napunta sa BARM.
Bago ho ako napunta sa BARM, regional director po ako ng Mimaropa.
May Maropa.
Region 4B, sir.
Opo. Kayo po ba ang pumili sa BARM? Na
Hindi
kayo
po, sir.
mapunta to?
In the exigency of service, doon po kami nilalagay kung ano ang tingin ng direktor na makakatulong kami sa bureau.
Bakit po kaya naisip ng direktor na sa BARM po kayo? Kayo po ba ay may kaalaman sa Islam?
Hindi ko po alam kung ano ang naging basis ng direktor, pero
Kayo po mismo. Ang BARM po kasi is Muslim Mindanao.
yes, Your Honor.
Opo. Meron po kayong kaalaman sa Islam?
In terms of what do you mean kaalaman, sir? Yung
Sa religion po ng Islam kasi Muslim Mindanao. So, ibig sabihin, kahit basic po siguro ng Islam, no?
yes, sir. Kahit naman ho sino pwedeng i-assign kahit saang regional office dito sa Pilipinas.
Di ba po parang
Regional
autonomy ang autonomous region ng Muslim Mindanao. So, kailangan man siguro kahit paano meron kayong kaalaman sa Islam.
Konti siguro, sir.
Ano po yung konti na yun?
Well, isa po akong Kristiyano at hindi ko ho malalaman yung kabuuan nung
Siguro po dapat meron kayong basic din na knowledge ng Islam. Ano? So, pangalawang tanong po. Okay na po yun. Pangalawang tanong po. Meron po ba kayong, sa tagal nyo po, sa NBI, 12 years, meron po ba kayong na-encounter na kaso ninyo sa NBI? Kayo po mismo na-filean ng kaso?
Your Honor, normal ho sa mga NBI agents na makakasuhan. In fact, maging sa sino mang law enforcement agency, That's the price we pay for doing our job and for protecting the country. As a matter of fact, in the NBI, Your Honor, we avoid the noise. We just finish the job.
So
sir.
ano po yan? Yes? Yes po yan? Yung sagot nyo? Yes?
Normal ho yan yun sa amin.
So
sir.
yes po.
Attorney Loto, kindly answer the question.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes. Ano pong, pwede po bang malaman kung ano pong mga naikaso sa inyo?
Well, wala ho pa akong natanggap na official case galing sa ombudsman, pero may nakita na ho akong complaint na binigay sa akin from NBI. Hindi ko na ho maalala yung sa case na yan. Pero nung chinek po namin yung case na yan, Your Honor, sabi ko doon sa mga kasama ko, tingnan nyo nga yung validity at authenticity ng case na to. Pinuntahan ho namin yung nagnotaryo, I
So
think
meron
Makati
po, no?
Court yun.
Oh.
Yung Makati Court, nag-issue ho ng certification na fake yung notary. Diyan sa reklamo na yan. So sabi ko, huwag nyo nang pansinin, marami tayong trabaho. Kung fake yung notaryo na yan, mere scrap of paper yan. Huwag na natin pansinin. Although, nag-aantay po ako, Your Honor, na mag-notify sa akin ng OMB kasi sasagutin po namin na eto ho ang nakaalap namin, may dalawang Chinese na nagreklamo. Chinek ho namin doon sa BI, yung dalawang Chinese na yan, I think, 9 months nang overstay at pinaghahanap din ng...
Ano pong kaso po
Bureau of
yung
Immigration.
ipinatong sa inyo? Anong kaso?
Hindi ko maalala, Your Honor. Meron ho, may mga kaso ho doon na nakalagay. Pero again, sabi
Wala
ko
po
nga,
kayong isa kahit maalala na ipinatong sa inyo?
if I'm not mistaken, arbitrary detention, may ganun ba? May unlawful arrest? Wala ho sa akin ng record kasi nga, sabi ko nga, nung makita namin na fake yung notary, hindi na ho namin binigyan ng pansin, Your Honor.
Kasi napakakapal po nitong hawak ko.
Wala akong problema, Your Honor. Sasagutin po
kakapal.
namin yan.
Apo.
Sasagutin ko
Hindi
po
niyo
yan.
pa po nasagot magmula noong February 29
Kasi wala pa hong official notice galing sa kung anong ahensya.
na nakarating po sa inyo. Wala pa.
Wala pa ho. Ang nakuha ko lang, yung kopya niyan, siguro may nagpadala sa akin. Sabi ko, teka muna, wala akong official na nare-receive from OMB. So, nung chinek ho namin, kung nag-i-exist ba yung kaso, fake yung notary, hindi na namin
So, ibig niyo
binigyan ng
pong
pansin.
sabihin hanggang ngayon, hindi kayo sigurado kung nag-i-exist to.
Dapat may notice na ako from ombudsman.
Di ba po dapat ang reaction ng isang tao kapag may kaso, harapin?
Precisely,
Kasi
Your Honor. Hinihintay ko nga po yung notice from ombudsman. Na pag meron na hong notice
Wala
ang
po kayong
ombudsman-
notice hanggang ngayon? Sa
Wala pa
ombudsman?
po, Your Honor. Yun nga ang inaantay ko kasi sasagutin namin kasi meron po kaming certification na fake yung notary. Inaantay ko po, Your Honor.
Mas maganda po, maharap nyo kagad.
Definitely, hindi ko namin
na po,
tatakbuhan yan, sir.
Kasi napakahalaga po ngayon nito.
Yes, sir.
Oo, ito po ay ang pinag-uusapan natin dito ay napakahalaga.
Yes, sir.
Opo, at ito pong mga kasong ipinatong sa inyo, perjury, robbery, extortion, theft, mainam po ito
As I've said, Your Honor, in the NBI, we avoid the noise. We just finish the job, sir.
Opo. Meron po akong tanong, pangatlo. Opo. Kanina po na ang ganda ng talakayan nyo tungkol sa Romanov.
Yes, sir.
Opo. Alam niyo po ba yung istorya ng Romanov? At ang gaganda po ng mga sagutan ninyo, alam niyo po ba yung historical background ng Romanov?
Ang alam ko lang po dyan, Your Honor, yun yung nangyari sa, I think, Tsar, kung hindi ako nagkakamali sa Russia.
Sa Russia.
Opo,
Opo. Sino po ba yung nakakalaban ng Tsar?
Again, hindi ko po maalala, hindi ko po nakita yung buong...
Yun. Kasi napakahalaga po malaman ng taong bayan kung sino po ang tinatawag natin na Romanov. At sino yung nakalaban nila. Kasi po, katabi ko, ang isa sa Marcos family.
Yes, sir.
Alam naman po natin lahat, batid natin lahat, na si Apo Lakay, Ferdinand Marcos Sr., ang number 1 na lumaban sa komunista dito sa Pilipinas. Batid naman din po natin na ang nag-execute sa Tsar kay Nikolai at sa kanyang mga anak, sa kanyang pamilya, ay ang komunista. Alam mo po ba niyo?
Yes, sir.
Opo. Ngayon, sino po ba ang pangalawang pangulo na lumaban sa komunista?
Sino po, sir?
Ay di si Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Hindi ba po dapat isipin natin yung Romanov ay tungkol sa threat na pumapasok sa mga pamilya na mga namumuno dito sa ating bayan na lumalaban sa komunista. Komunista po ako Gusto ko lamang pong alamin ninyo.
Yes, sir. Well, insofar as the investigation on the issue of whether or not may Romanov or operation of Romanov, ang sabi ko po kanina, nasa intelligence service po namin yan. At I think ang makakasagot po niyan, Your Honor, yung director po namin.
Opo, kasi nabanggit nyo kanina sa usapan po ninyo si Baste.
Yun
Na
po yung...
sinasabi nyo po kasi kanina sa usapan po ninyo, sa napakagandang usapan, na yung Romanov, hindi na ipapaliwanag kasi kung ano ba yung ugat nun. Napakahalaga po na alam natin yung ugat. Si Presidente Marcos Sr. ang lumaban sa komunista, kaya nagkaroon ng threat noong 1986.
Yes, sir.
Ngayon, sinasabi ni Baste na nagkakaroon ng threat sa kanila, pamilya, sapagkat alam naman nating lahat na ang nagpatuloy ng paglaban sa komunista pagkatapos ni Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte ay si Inday Sara Duterte, ang ating Vice President. Sumasang-ayon po ba kayo doon?
Wala po akong personal knowledge, sir.
Ay, bakit po kayo walang personal knowledge? Yun po ang sumunod na assignment ng ating Vice Presidente pagkaupo niya. Siya po ang nag-take over ng NTF-ELCAC. Hindi po alam ng NBI yun.
Well, nag-NTF-ELCAC siya, pero yung factual circumstances doon,
Factual,
wala pa po akong...
wala po kayong... Pero alam niyo po, sagutin na lang po ninyo na siya ang nag-take over ng NTF-ELCAC.
Yes, Your Honor.
Opo. Isa na lang po, ginoong tagapamahalang hukom. Sabi niyo po kanina, ulitin ko lang po, gusto ko lang pong malaman uli. Inamin niyo po na wala kayong personal knowledge tungkol dun sa threat ng Pangulo. Ng pangalaw, sabi niyo po kanina, wala kayong personal knowledge na kumuha na ng assassin o papatay sa Pangulo, ang pangalawang Pangulo. Narinig ko po kanina.
During that time?
Yes or no lang po.
During that time, ongoing ho ang validation namin,
So,
sir.
ibig niyo pong sabihin ngayon, meron na kayong personal knowledge na meron na kayong...
Hindi po, ongoing po ang validation. At sabi ko nga po, ang makakasagot po niyan, yung intelligence service namin at ang director po namin, sir.
So hanggang ngayon po, wala pa kayong personal knowledge.
In so far as the Cybercrime Division is concerned back then,
Hindi po,
ongoing
ngayon
ho
po.
yung
Yes or no po?
validation.
Ngayon po, sir. Mahal naming saksi. Ngayon po.
Kung ako tatanungin, wala pa po akong idea, pero baka meron ang intelligence service o ang director po
Attorney
namin.
Lato, kindly answer the question directly. It's answerable by yes or no. And I think
Yes, sir.
you know the answer.
Opo. Well, ako personally, wala pa po, sir.
Okay.
Yun lang po. Maraming salamat po,
Thank
mahal
you.
na saksi.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Your
you, Senator Judge Padilla. Chair declares a 15-minute recess. We shall resume at 5:38. At exactly 5:38. Trial is on short recess. Proceed with your redirect if you have any.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Please, again, good afternoon, Attorney Loto.
Good afternoon, sir.
Earlier, the defense showed you a video where the presidents, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., mentioned that he is open to reconciliation with the Dutertes, correct?
Yes, sir.
And if you know, when did that event, the interview happen, if you know?
I think narinig ko po kanina, parang June, sir, this year?
June of this year.
If I'm not mistaken, sir.
No.
June 2026.
In your investigation, Attorney Lotok, okay, you mentioned during the Rex that you considered the statements of the president. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
And do you also remember that you considered a video of the president giving his statement?
Objection leading.
Your Honor, these are preliminary questions. This is just based on his direct examination.
This is
allowed.
already redirect, Your Honor.
I know, preliminary question is allowed.
Reform Council.
Okay, now. You mentioned in your direct examination, have a video where the president gave his reaction to the threats of the president.
Yes, sir.
Now, if shown a copy of the video, will you be able to identify the same?
Yes, sir.
Now, Your Honor, I move that the same video marked as Exhibit P dash Roman numeral 4 dash 13 be played for consideration of the witness and the court.
So directed. Is it in a USB? Is that in the USB?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you will again have to break the seal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yung seal, madali na i-break, ha? Mr. Witness, kindly break the seal
Yes, Your Honor.
in front of the assisting counsels for both the prosecutor and the respondent. Counsel, do you know the timestamp?
Your Honor, it's a we will be showing only the first half of the video,
Okay.
Your Honor. It's not too lengthy, Your Honor, please.
Okay.
Ha? Ano ba to?
Nakakabahala ang mga pahayag na narinig natin itong mga nakarang araw. Nandyan ang walang pakundangang pagmumura at ang pagbabanta ng planong ipapatay ang ilan sa at kadali ang pagplano sa pagpatay ng isang presidente. Paano pa kaya ang mga pangkaraniwan na mamamayan?
Pardon me. And then I was asked during a press briefing by a media person if I know of these plans, if you can say the word, if that is the correct word to use here, plans. So I answered. I was asked Romanov, and then I answered. I was told by two people, this is the first time I've heard of Romanov, so that is the third already. And I said, don't worry about my security. If they kill me, if I die, kapag pinatay ako, or kapag namatay ako, in the context of don't worry about my security. So this means pinatay ka. Diba? Kasi hindi ka naman mamamatay by heart attack in relation to your security. Diba? So, pag namatay ako, I already asked a person to take revenge against 3 individuals. So,
Okay, pause now. Mr. Witness, when did this event where the Vice President uttered those statements, when did that happen? If you know.
Again, Your Honor, November 26, 2024.
That is 3 days after she uttered in that November 23 press conference that she already spoke to a person and the person said yes,
Yes,
to
Your
kill the
Honor.
president to others now.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now. Mr. Witness, what is your impression, if any, as to the emotional state of the Vice President when she confirmed that, in fact, she uttered those threats?
Objection, Your Honor. The witness is incompetent
All
to
right,
answer.
good. Your Honor, I invoke Rule 130, Section 53 of the Rules of Courts. If I may read, opinion of ordinary witnesses, general rule, not allowed. But I think if we read the exceptions, Your Honor, it says the witness may testify, however, on his impressions of the emotion, behavior, condition, or appearance of a person. Section 53, Rule 130 specifically allows the question I just posed as to his impression as to the emotional state of the Vice President when she uttered those confirmation threats. It's in the rules, Your Honor.
Comment,
please.
Your Honor.
Comment?
Your Honor, the rules provide that the person should be sufficiently acquainted, Your Honor.
No.
And that is not the case here, so such rule does not apply, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Overruled. Witness may answer if he knows.
okay,
Attorney
so
Lato, kindly answer if you know.
Yes, Your Honor.
what is the emotional state of the Vice President 3 days after November 23 when she confirmed that she uttered those statements?
Yeah, again, Your Honor, when we tried to connect that in the November 23, 2024 event and the November 26, 2024 utterances, it shows na hindi ho nagbibiro yung Vice Presidente nung inatter niya yung mga utterances nung November 23. At the same time, yung pagiging furious niya, at yun nga, yung sabi ko, yung fumingly mad ng November 2023, dala pa niya hanggang doon sa November 26 kasi nireiterate po niya, Your Honor, at inadmit po niya na meron siyang kinausap na tao to take revenge.
So she admitted it again 3 days.
Have you ever seen a product that transforms any ordinary space into a dreamy underwater world in just 1 second? Meet the Kamau Immersive Ocean Projector, the mood light that's taking the market by storm. Over 100,000 sold and already the #1.
That's now that line where the Vice President said that she spoke to a person and the person said yes to kill the President and the 2 others. That was just in response to a question by a certain Princess Maui. Do you
Objection, Your
remember that?
Honor,
Yes, Your
leading.
You're right. These are just preliminary questions. Your Honor, this is the purpose of redirect.
Let's move on.
Confr-
Let's move on, counsels.
yeah.
We all know what we're talking about here.
Yes.
Witness may answer.
Did you consider that statement, that fact, that it was only in response to Princess Maui's statement? If any, if at all.
Objection, leading.
Witness may answer.
Well, I don't think so, Your Honor, kasi ang yung utterances, yung nature ng utterances, may kinausap na ako, ma'am, huwag kang mag-alala. So, ibig sabihin, even before the questions was asked, may kinausap na ho ang Vice Presidente base doon sa utterances niya.
Again, what is the significance, if any, and if you know, and if at all, that fact to your investigation?
Well, it's very much significant because we were able to determine there is intent on the part of the Vice President. The Vice President is determined insofar as that statement is concerned. At the same time, the utterances were not product of a temporary fit of anger or spur of the moment. In other words, the utterances, the threat was real, was serious, Your Honor.
No. You remember during cross-examination yesterday, the good counsel for the defense presented you with a diagram using their props that the NBI is under the DOJ. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
And that the DOJ is under the NBI is under the DOJ and the DOJ is under the President, correct?
Yes, sir.
In fact, you were asked point blank whether the President, if they refer to the President as BBM, I would like to refer to our President as President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. You were asked if he intervened. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
did he in fact intervene, the president, to your investigation?
Objection,
if you
Your
know,
Honor,
if you
leading.
know, if you know,
Leading. Objection leading, Your Honor.
if you know,
Witness may answer.
None at all, sir.
what will you say that not at all?
Well, wala hong dumating sa akin na any information o any direction o any directive, even from the director, na nakipag-communicate ang presidente sa NBI during that time na nag-iimbestiga kami.
If you know, what is the basis of your findings in filing the cases for grave threats and inciting to sedition against the Vice President? If you know.
Ano sir, what is the...
Basis of your findings.
Objection, vague.
That the witness
Objection, there's an objection.
Understands, he may answer.
Basis of the findings, well, as I have explained that, Your Honor, there were several factors that we considered before we come up into a conclusion. Yung una nga, yung manner, delivery, or the manner in which the utterances were spoken. And then the literal meaning of the statement. Inexplain ko na rin ho yan. And then the nature of the instruction, relentless, huwag kang tumigil hanggat hindi mo mapapatay sila.
All right.
As well as the relationship between the parties involved, meaning the Vice President and the President, Your Honor.
No, thank you so much. Now, earlier, the counsel for the defense, in their argument that it was merely an exercise of the freedom of expression of the Vice President, when she uttered that, and they said that the Vice President is an ordinary citizen. Do you remember that?
Objection,
I
leading.
think so, Your Honor.
Your Honor, again, this is the purpose of
Witness may
redirect.
answer.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with that? That the Vice President is an ordinary individual?
Definitely not, Your Honor. The Vice President is the second highest official of the land, sir.
Okay, now, let's proceed. Mr. Witness, yesterday, the defense devoted more than 2 hours in pointing, for example, number one, an alleged discrepancy in the subpoena, okay, dated November 6, 2024, and according to the defense, the NBI supposedly started its investigation on November 23, but there was already a subpoena dated November 6. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Witness, how do you characterize this error, if at all?
Typo, sir. Typographical error, sir.
Typographical. Para maintindihan ng ating mga kababayan, Attorney Lotok, ano ba ibig sabihin kung alam mo ng isang
Maling spelling o nagkamali lang ng date. Then pag makita mo naman dun sa surrounding circumstances, ito naman ang tinutukoy na date. Ugaya ng mga case numbers.
case numbers? Now, what effect, if any, did this typographical error have on the statement of the Vice President threatening the President and the two others? What's the effect, if any, of these errors?
They don't have any effect at all insofar as the findings of the NBI is concerned, sir.
Why is that?
Well, because those typographical errors does not alter the fact that the video exists. It does not alter the fact that the Vice President uttered those statements. And it does not alter the fact that the findings of the NBI is that the Vice President committed the crime of grave threats and inciting to sedition.
Okay,
Your Honor.
now, the defense also mentioned that there is a lack of signature of Attorney Ria Asuncion on one of the several minutes of the interview, this time with a certain Jason Rubrico of SMNI. How do you characterize that error again, if you know?
Typo, sir.
Typo
Typographical
error.
sir.
What effect, if any, does that typo error have on the statements of the Vice President threatening the President and the two others?
Again, sir, hindi ho nabago yung utterances ng Vice Presidente. Hindi rin ho nabago yung video. Hindi rin ho nabago yung findings namin na indeed kumpleto yung mga ebidensya at ang presidente ay nag-commit ng crime of grave threats and inciting to sedition.
Okay. Third point. What about the alleged discrepancy in docket numbers? How do you characterize that error?
Objection, Your Honor. The witness already testified during cross-examination that he was not privy to the assignment of docket numbers, as that is the function of the DOJ. So he won't be competent to answer.
Your Honor, I do remember, despite that, the counsel asked several questions after that, and the witness was able to answer those questions.
Your Honor,
It's for the witness
Your
to answer
Honor,
that.
he mentioned, Your Honor, that he does not have personal knowledge.
In
Your
fact, Your
Counsel, if he gives a different answer, then you can address that in your
Yes, okay.
recross.
Okay, sorry.
Witness may answer.
This discrepancy in the docket numbers, how do you characterize this error?
Again, Your Honor.
Objection, Your Honor, he won't be competent to answer that because
Oh.
docket numbers are assigned by the DOJ, not by the NBI.
Exactly, that's the
Again,
point.
counsel, let him answer. What if he answers that he's not competent, then that's his answer. Witness may answer.
Well, kung docket number lang ho ang pag-uusapan, hindi ho nawala yung existence ng video. Hindi rin ho nabago na ang Vice Presidente ay nagsalita na meron na siyang kinausap na tao.
Attorney Lotok, your answer is not responsive though. Kindly answer the question of the counsel.
Okay, how do you characterize that error?
Typographical error.
Okay, next
sir.
question. What effect, if any, does that typographical error have on the statements of the Vice President threatening the President, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., His Excellency, and the two others?
No effect at all, Your Honor. Hindi ho na-alter yung utterances ng Vice Presidente.
Okay, now, let's go to the affidavits of investigation, which the good counsel mentioned in yesterday's cross-examination. During your cross-examination, you were asked questions concerning the January 30, 2025 affidavit of investigation. After that affidavit was submitted, now the question is, what action, if any, did the Department of Justice take, and if you know?
The Department of Justice evaluated the referral by the NBI. And then after evaluation, nag-issue po sila ng certification na kulang pa, insufficient yung inyong sinubmit. So dapat i-comply niyo muna itong mga requirements na to. So nagbigay ho sila ng, I think 7 ho ang nandoon. Yun po ang ginawa ng Department of Justice.
All right. Now, what did the NBI do, if any, in response to that recommendation from the DOJ?
The NBI complied the requirements of the Department of Justice, and as a matter of fact, nung na-comply na ho namin, the DOJ issued a certification stating to the effect na you have complied all the elements of the crime charge and you are now good for preliminary investigation, sir.
In fact, you also remember yesterday that you mentioned that the NBI also submitted a letter to DOJ. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Why did the NBI submit a letter to the DOJ, if you know?
No, well, I think that letter was signed by the then director Jaime V. Santiago, and the then director was notifying the Department of Justice that the NBI has already complied with all the requirements, and that the NBI is now submitting its affidavit with all the requirements attached therein, and with explanation, specifically yung requirement na kailangan may complaint ang recipient, gaya ng presidente, ang kundi pwede ang law enforcement agency, gaya ng NBI, na mag-file na complaint. Again, for purposes of preliminary investigation.
Attorney Lotok, if shown a copy of that letter of former Director Santiago, will you be able to identify the same?
Yes, sir.
Now, we are now in the process through Attorney Stephen Magallon of Sa Legal Law, showing you a copy of a letter dated February 11, 2025. We invite the defense to also peruse the same.
Yes, sir.
Also assisted by a lawyer also from Cebu. What relation, if any, does this document have with the one you mentioned?
The same docs that I mentioned, sir.
Your Honors, at this juncture, we move that the letter dated February 11, 2025, by Director Santiago, identified by the witness, where the NBI informed the DOJ that it already complied with all the requirements, be marked as Exhibit P, Roman numeral 4-34, for the prosecution.
This is not yet pre-marked, counsel.
Not yet pre-marked, introduced in response to the to the cross-examination by the defense.
Comment from the counsel for respondent.
We do not object.
No comment.
We do
Okay.
not object, Your Honor.
Counsel
Just a
may proceed.
photocopy, Your Honor. Just a the comment is that the document is a photocopy.
That's what I was waiting for.
And
Counsel may proceed.
right on cue, we have a certified true copy of the same. We move. We invite the defense.
Assisting counsel for the respondent, kindly confirm.
Ang gagawin.
May we have a stipulation from the defense?
Is the certified true copy is the photocopy rather a faithful reproduction of the original or certified true copy presented by the assisting counsel for the prosecutor?
For the record, Your Honor, it's a photocopy.
Is it a certified true copy, counsel?
It is a certified true copy compared with a photocopy. So we are moving for stipulation that the photocopy is a faithful reproduction of the certified true copy of the same document.
Same manifestation, Your Honor.
Noted.
All right, now, Mr. Witness, which part of the attached letter did the NBI explain that no law requires the offended party to execute a complaint to conduct preliminary investigation for grave threats?
I think first page, the last paragraph, which says, it is to be emphasized that on 2024 new rules on preliminary investigation and inquest proceedings, a law enforcement agency like the NBI can file a complaint for the purpose of preliminary investigation unless the crime to be filed falls under Section 5, Rule 110 of the Rules of Criminal Procedure.
Okay, thank you so much. May I proceed, Your Honor?
You may proceed, counsel.
Mr. Witness, you were asked whether the NBI already identified the particular individual contracted by the president, by the respondent, the vice president, to kill the president and the two others. Okay, you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Now, to clarify for the record, what investigation, if any, did your own NBI Cybercrime Division conduct on this matter, if any, if you know?
Again, sir.
Okay.
Let me clarify.
You were asked whether the NBI already identified the particular individual contracted by the respondent to kill the president and the two others. And you said you remember
Objection,
that.
Your Honor, on the use of the word contracted. We never said contracted.
Reform, counsel.
That the vice president already spoke to a person to kill the president, and that person said yes, so that's a contract. Now, do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Objection,
Now.
Your Honor. It's a conclusion of law made by the counsel for the prosecution.
Witness may answer.
All right. Now, to clarify, sorry, Your Honor, this is now the question, Attorney Lotok. No, to clarify for the record, what investigation did your own NBI Cybercrime Division conduct on the identity of this person that said yes to the order of the vice president to kill the president and two others?
Yes, Your Honor. Again, the reason why we sent a letter December 2, 2024 to the Vice President is for that purpose. We informed the Vice President that we are also investigating on that alleged threats against her life. Unfortunately, hindi ho siya nag-appear So wala ho kaming makitang validated information. Then aside nun, we also issued subpoena to the media personalities who were present during those press conference and who have personal knowledge.
For just $67, you can generate as many videos as you want and never have to worry about showing your face on camera or using complex editing tools. With only a few clicks with
May idea ba kayo kung sino yung tao na yon? At bawat isa sa mga nasabina ho namin at nag-appear, sinabi ho na hindi ho namin kilala, wala po kaming alam, Your Honor. And then nung chinek namin yung open source, nung nagkanda kami ng open source investigation, kasi yun nga, yung sinasabi ko kanina, Your Honor, tinitrace namin yung sinabi ni Princess Maui na Romanov, ang nakita lang ho namin doon, yung statement ni Mayor Baste noong January 2024. Tiningnan din ho namin kung relevant ba yung pag-aalis ng 75 PNP personnel from the BPSPG at inilipat sa Manila para doon sa peace and security, parang i-augment yata sila. Kinonsider din ho namin yon. Pero wala ho kaming na-validate na information relative to the threat against the life of the Vice President. But, ganun pa man, Your Honor, I know for a fact na yung aming intelligence service ay continue hong nagmamonitor at naghahanap kung sino yung tao na yan. Baka ho sila ang pwedeng sumagot o yung aming director, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, Attorney Lotok. Let's move to another point. Now, in your investigation, Attorney Lotok, no, what significance, if any, did the NBI give to respondents' own admission that she already spoke to a person to kill the president and the two others? What significance, if any?
Well, mabigat ho yun kasi lumalabas na hindi lang ho siya nagjo-joke doon nung ni-reiterate niya yon, nung inadmit niya nung November 26. Ibig sabihin, may intention ho doon ang Vice Presidente base doon sa mga utterances na yon. Pinag-isipan ho niya yan. In fact, I can classify it as...
Objection, Your Honor. The answer is already based on his own interpretation. May we move, Your Honor, that it be stricken off the
Your Honor,
record?
whose interpretation should he be answering?
Witness will please complete his answer and then Chair will consider the objection of the counsel for respondents.
Yeah,
Finish your answer, finish your answer, Attorney Lotok.
Yes po, Your Honor. Yun nga, sinasabi ko, it was contemplated, sir.
Okay, now, Attorney
Objection,
Lotok.
Your Honor. Move to strike it off the record, considering that he included conclusions of law in his
Your Honor, he's
answer.
a lawyer. I mean, you have been asking questions on the basis of law and we did not complain. Now I'm asking question to him as a lawyer. Then you
Counsel,
are moving
please, motion is denied. Let it remain in the record for whatever purpose it may serve. Let the senator judges give it its due weight according to their discretion. Witness, counsel may proceed.
Thank you so much. Mr. Witness, you were also asked about the NBI's alleged lack of coordination with certain government agencies such as the PNP, the Armed Forces of the Philippines, and the National Security Council in its investigation on the threats to the President and the two others. Do you remember being asked that?
Objection,
sir.
Your Honor. It was
Yes,
not
sir.
covered by my cross-examination. It
Your
was
Honor, please.
a query from one of the
It
senator
was
judges.
raised.
In the discretion of the court, the counsel can ask questions not covered by the cross-examination. We'll allow it.
Now, could you explain to the court how is this so, if you can?
Insofar as communication with other agencies, the Cybercrime Division back then, nakafocus ho kami sa investigation aspect. Now, pagdating doon sa security ng highest officials, again, for a fact, I know na may ginagawa yung aming intelligence service insofar as communicating with other relevant agencies gaya ng AFP, PNP, PCO, and even National Security Council. Yun nga lang, yun sa amin, Your Honor, nakafocus ho kami doon sa investigation. Ngayon, kung may binababaho ang direktor base sa mga impormasyong nakalap niya from different agency, mag-i-instruct po siya sa amin.
All right, now, let me proceed. Mr. Lotok, you were asked during cross-examination about the investigation that you conducted on the alleged threats to the life of the Vice President. You were asked whether there was an affidavit of investigation or report on such investigation that you conducted, and you answered there was none, correct? You remember having said that there is no affidavit of investigation
For the Vice President?
for
sir?
the Vice President,
Yes,
okay?
sir. Yes, sir.
And you said, but there was an investigation, but there is no affidavit of
Yes,
investigation.
sir.
Then the question now is, so whatever happened, what happened to that investigation?
Again, Your Honor, since wala ho kaming ma-establish na validated information, hindi ho gaya dito nung sa presidente na may apparent commission of crime. Dito ho kasi wala kami mapagsimulan. Hindi ho na kami pwedeng mag-produce ng affidavit of investigation kung that's the case. Ang ginawa ho namin, although nag-aantay kami ng validated information at nangangalap kami, continue ho na nagmo-monitor yung aming intelligence service. I know that for a fact kasi yun yung trabaho nila. Siguro ho pag sila ang tinanong natin, baka meron silang masabi kung ano yung nangyari dyan, ano yung update niyan. Maging ho ang aming director.
All right,
Your
now,
Honor.
Pat mentioned in that press conference a certain Operation Romanov that allegedly is a security threat to the Vice President. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Now, what did you do, if any, on this information?
Yeah, security threat. Ang nakita naming relevant dyan, yun nga po, yung pag-aalis ng 75 personnel sa BPSPG, then nilipat dun sa Manila. Then aside from that, base ho kasi sa record ng COA, meron pa ring 335 more or less na naiwan na security personnel ng Vice President. At ang narinig ko yata kay Honorable yung sa comment ng Ombudsman na ba siya noon o Secretary of Justice siya na yung number na yan mas malaki pa sa bilang ng security personnel ng Presidente.
Okay, now, I'm
maalala
referring
ko.
to, Mr. Witness, to Operation Romanov. Okay, what did you do, if any, on that information offered by Princess Maui, information on Operation Romanov?
Objection asked and answered.
No.
That was his answer in the previous
Asked and
question.
answered, Counsel.
All right,
Move
all
on.
right, all right. Now, what else? What else did you do, if any, in relation to the investigation, your investigation on the security threat to the Vice President?
Yes, Your Honor. Yung paulit-ulit kong sinasabi, yung open source, we trace, kung ano yung mga relasyon nung security threats, yung Romanov na yan, uulitin ko, na rinig namin yan first time sa bibig ni Mayor Baste nung during Maisog Rally in January 2024. And so far as the NBI is concerned, during that time, nung ako yung hepe, wala ho kaming na-establish na validated information vis-a-vis yung threat to life against the Vice President, sir.
Okay, now, you also mentioned that you issued a subpoena to the Vice President and a letter asking her to shed light on the threats she said she was facing. You remember having mentioned
Yes,
that?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now, again, what was the response of the Vice President to the NBI's official investigation to her to appear before it to shed light on the threats she was complaining about?
Objection,
Based
Your
on the
Honor,
second letter, sir.
What is it, Counsel?
Your Honor, that is misleading, Your Honor, because the subpoena was for her to answer.
I think he mentioned letter, Counsel.
Yeah.
I heard letter, if I'm
Letter.
not mistaken.
Let's focus on that letter, if you may.
Yes, I think that was the December 2, 2024 letter, if I'm not mistaken. And then nag-reply ho sila ng letter at sinabi po doon ng lawyers na the Vice President is confident that the NBI will also investigate the alleged threat against her life. Yun po yung tenor nung letter na yun,
Now,
sir.
Mr. Witness, you also mentioned that since the Vice President did not heed the letter you issued you were not able to elicit information from her. You remember having said that, correct?
Yes, sir.
However, on the part of the threats to the life of the president and the two others, you did not need to interview them personally to proceed with the investigation. You remember having said that?
Yes, sir.
Now, the question now is for clarification before our honorable senator judges, what's the difference? Why the difference between the two?
Again, ulitin ko po, Your Honor, insofar as the threat against the life of the Vice President, we have not established a validated information. That remains to be allegation. Insofar as the threat based on the utterances against the President, the First Lady, and the former Speaker of the House, that was apparent. Nasa video, narinig ho namin. Therefore, based sa aming jurisdiction,